Thanks for having me. Enjoy the cocktails. Take care.
B2B marketers should care more about social media than B2C marketers.
Yeah.
Why should B2B marketers care more than B2C?
I think social media is actually more important for B2B than it is for B2C for a couple of reasons. One, B2B companies have fewer total number of customers, right? So the ability for each of your customers to impact your brand reputation, to impact brand preference is magnified almost by definition, by math, right? Second thing is that search is incredibly important for almost every B2B company, and search and social media go together like peanut butter and jelly. And the third thing is that B2B companies actually have visibility into almost every layer, in fact every layer typically, of the purchase funnel. You know when somebody becomes a lead. You know when somebody converts into a sale. B2C companies typically don't know that. Pringles doesn't know who's buying Pringles. B2B companies can see who their customers are, and that allows them to measure the impact of social media in ways that B2C companies would love to do.
What are some of your thoughts on social media ROI? You made it look pretty effortless up there.
One of the key things is to realize that social media ROI isn't about measuring social media. It's about measuring the ROI of each granular part of your social media program. So if you're doing a blogging program, measure the ROI of that. If you're doing a Facebook program, measure the ROI of that. If you have a YouTube video program, measure the ROI of that. And then you stitch together the ROI of the component parts to figure out the overall monetary impact of the program. ROI is a programmatic exercise, not an umbrella strategic exercise, and that's one of the mistakes that people make. When people say, what's the ROI of social media? There actually is no such thing. What you have is the ROI of a bunch of different social media programs strung together.
And you also mentioned, you said social media and SEO go together well, and you talked about putting your content all over the place on these different sites.
Yeah, great question about duplicate content. And what I advocate is not taking your exact same content and putting it everywhere. What I say is you need to be a digital dandelion. You need to take your content and spread it in as many places as you possibly can to introduce your company, your brand, your services to as many audiences as possible. But I don't necessarily advocate taking the exact same word-for-word content. Instead, take that content and repurpose it. Take your white paper and make it 6 blog posts. Take your presentation at the B2B Summit and make it a SlideShare presentation. So it's not about copying yourself. It's about reformulating, repackaging, reconstituting your thought leadership in different and interesting ways and spreading that as many places as possible.
So what do you think about that, comparing Facebook likes to email subscriptions, email sign-ups?
Well, I mean, certainly from a behavioral perspective, from a physiological perspective, you think about what it requires to become a Facebook fan, to click that button. It literally is one click of one finger, right? That doesn't require a lot, like. I mean, that's not a huge commitment. Email, I've got to actually put in my name and my email address and probably some other crap you asked me about. It requires more of us, but the goal is not to think about email and Facebook or email and social media as an either-or proposition. It's not email or social, it's email and social. Because what you want to do as a company is create a touch point corral around each of your customers or prospects. What you want is to connect with them in email and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and your blog and mobile and voicemail, and anything else you can think of. The goal is to have as many connections with that person as possible. So it's not about email or social, it's about if you have their email address, how can you use your email to get them to like you in Facebook? And if they like you in Facebook, how can you use Facebook to get them to sign up for your email? We're going to do this again. We're going to do this again in the City of Winners, San Francisco, California, in October. B2B Summit in San Francisco. We're going to blow the doors off of it. I'm going to do the same presentation, but twice as good. Be there.